Happy Sunday, everyone. Well, I'm sitting here and I'm just a little bit sad because I've got all this mess behind me to clean up. Doesn't it look like a mess to you? You know, what we'll learn in today's lesson is that sometimes we need a little help. And that's what I need today. I need some help. So maybe I'll get Mr. Pablo and maybe a friend to come and help me clean up this big old mess in my garage. I might have to tell him what to do, but you know what? We can do this. We can get all this cleaned up. But it will take teamwork. I think that's what it's called, teamwork. So let's see if I can do that. In the meantime, happy Sunday to you. And we're going to have a wonderful song. And then I think this time is another special guest. This time the special guest has got this beard. So we'll see who it is. You just stick around. And while we're sticking around, I'm going to see if I can get somebody to help me with this mess. All right. See you at the lesson. Hey, friends. It's me again. I just wanted to tell you before we do our worship song that there's this strange guy in my house. Wonder who he is. I can't figure it out. We'll have to find out at the lesson time, so see you then.
Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. I said love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Against these things there is no law. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. I said love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Against these things there is no law. Galatians 5:22. Galatians 5:22. There is no law.
Hey, Moses.
Hey, Jethro, how are you?
I'm fine. You've had a really busy day.
Yes, I have. Thank you, by the way, for bringing my wife and 2 boys with you.
Well, they missed you very much.
Oh, and I missed them a whole bunch.
Well, I only have one more day here before I have to go home and tend to my own flock, but you have a very busy schedule.
I do. You know, people come to see me all day long, from when the sun rises until the sun sets.
Yes, well, I see a problem with that. Can I give you some advice?
Sure, I can use some.
Well, you have a lot of people to take care of.
Yes, they're, like I said, they come, from all over, and I tend to them every day. Some bring big problems, some little problems.
Well, you can't keep this up. You can't keep doing this because there's so many things you have to worry about. So I have some advice for you.
Okay, let's hear it.
Well, I was really observing, and I think you need help.
I do. I do get weary, and so I guess I can use some help.
So here's my advice. I think you need to pick some people out, some smart people, and then train them in what you're doing. And then what you can do is make them leaders over all those people that you see every day.
I guess I can choose some people that are trustworthy, that can manage multiple numbers of people. What do you suggest?
I think you should break everybody down. Don't you have tribes, or what are they called?
Well, they are tribes.
So you've got, like, say, your tribe is the tribe of Levi. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
So why don't you choose people, leaders in each tribe, and then train them on the law that God has given you, and then they can help you judge the people and organize and lead.
Sounds like a great idea. And I remember you telling me too, even before this conversation, that there was just so many of them that perhaps breaking them down is a great idea.
Yeah, remember when you were tending sheep on the mountain with me, and we had to break the sheep up into groups, and you took a group and I took a group, and we had other people take groups, and then it became manageable.
Okay, sounds like a great idea. Thank you for that, Jethro.
Sure. Well, I am so sorry we didn't get to spend more time because you were so busy, but maybe next time I come, you'll have this all sorted out.
I hope so, because from Rephidim, God has revealed to me that we're going to probably plan on going up to Mount Sinai.
I really think God has blessed you. Well, so long, Moses. I hope I can come back and see you and Zipporah and the boys soon.
Well, thank you again for coming, and thank you for that advice. I appreciate it so much.
It's my pleasure, and I'm proud of you, Moses. You're a good son-in-law.
Thank you.
All right. Bye, Moses.
Bye.
Hi, everyone. That was really interesting that Moses and Jethro had that very long kind of grown-up discussion. I thought it was very grown-up, don't you? It was kind of hard because they were talking about grown-up stuff like leadership and management and how to handle all those people. Because when Moses was leading the people through the desert, there was a lot of people, and they didn't have grocery stores or hotels to stay in. They had to stay in their tents. They had to tend their animals. They had to look for water. They had to find some way to eat. And you know what? Because there was no place to shop, God gave them birds. It sort of rained birds. And then he gave them manna, which was like little pieces of bread. And they would go collect all the bread, and then they would eat the bread. And every day that's what they would do. Now, Moses had a little bit of a problem because there were so many people, and sometimes they would have arguments, or they would need somebody to talk to them because they were having problems with their kids or their husbands and wives or their families, and they needed advice. So Moses had to be the person who they came to for advice, because you see, Moses knew God and they wanted God's advice. So what ended up happening was poor Moses had people in line all day long to see him from the time that the sun rose till the time the sun set. So when Jethro came, Jethro said, he says, the thing that you do, what is the thing that you do? He says, it is not a good thing. He says, he says, listen to my voice, for surely this thing is it says, for surely this is too much for you. It's kind of like if I said you had to do the whole math book in one day. I couldn't do that either. So Moses said, well, what should I do? And Jethro said to him, you need to teach the people, all the men that could do this, teach them all about God, and then let them help you. So these are my friends. These are two wise men. You can tell they kind of look a little older and they look wise. Don't they look nice and wise? And maybe if I have a problem, I can go ask one or both of them for some advice. Like, what should I do? And that's how I actually do some things. I have to ask Mr. Pablo for help, or I ask Pastor Arthur for help, or Pastor Mark, or Pastor Aaron, or even some friends. I have to ask for help. I have actually many people that help me on Sundays, and I don't know that you've ever seen them before, but I have a lot of people helping me because I can't do it all by myself. So sometimes it's really, really good to get help and to share all the burden. Now, what if you took the time to do exactly what Moses did, and you helped your mom and dad do all the chores? Then you'd have more time to play. Then you'd have more time to maybe watch TV, or maybe you'd even get some time to play a video game if you shared in all the chores. And that's what Jethro was telling Moses. Don't do it all by yourself. You need help. So let's ask each other, do you need help? And if somebody says yes, maybe we should be the ones to help. All right. Well, that's all for today. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you next week. All right. Bye.
When I'm in the roughest water, I won't go under, I won't drown. When I'm in over my head, I know that you won't let me down. When I'm broken and down to nothing, I know that you are always up to something good. Something good. Even through the deepest valley, you go before me, you are here. For I know you'll never leave me, your love surrounds me, I won't fear. When I'm broken and down to nothing, I know that you are always up to something good. I know that you are always up to something good. You'll make a way, whatever it takes. There's nothing your love won't endure. I know that you are always up to something good. Through the darkest night, you are on my side. You were always faithful. Through my fear and doubt, you will lead me out. You were always able. Through the darkest night, you are on my side. You were always faithful.
everyone. Welcome to one of my favorite parts of my garden. I thought we could do the Bible verse out here because I've got something to show you. But before I show you, let's go ahead and do the Bible verse since it's the last time. Next week we're going to have another one, and it's going to be a longer one. So let's do this one because we all know it, I'm sure. And if you don't, just follow along. Let me see if I can get this to stand up. Sort of. All right. It's Philippians 2:13. Philippians 2:13. For it is God who works in you to will and to act in order to fulfill his good purpose. Philippians 2:13. Now, one of the reasons why I wanted to bring you out here is because, you know, I tried to grow things not from seed, and I didn't buy this from the garden center. I actually bought these from the grocery store. So we ate, let me just show you, we ate parsnips and turnips and potatoes, and I cut the tops off and put them in some water and then into the ground. Well, guess what? We have some beautiful plants here. This is potatoes, and I have to put more dirt in here. And when the potato plants are all ready, I'm going to have potatoes. And then these beautiful plants here, these are turnips and parsnips. And they grew from the tops of, it's like cutting a carrot at the top. I actually have carrots on the other side of my garden too. But the reason why I love these so much is because I got them from the grocery store and we ate the bottom parts and I planted the top parts. You know, God wants us to grow. That's his purpose. His purpose for a parsnip or a turnip is to be a parsnip or a turnip. His purpose for potatoes are to be potatoes and then help us by being our food. Isn't that great? So God's got purposes for all things. I think that's wonderful. So remember our Bible verse. For it is God who works. God makes the plants grow, not me, and not anything else. Because these plants just grow because God made them like that. Just like you, you're growing. You're growing. I bet you're getting taller and stronger and smarter every day. And that's how God would like you to. That's his purpose for you. And he wants you to enjoy growing, just like my beautiful potato plants and my beautiful parsnips and turnips. Well, I hope that you stick around in a few weeks when I will harvest these things. Can you imagine? We're going to pull them out of the ground and see what we have. I hope we have a lot of potatoes, and I hope we have beautiful parsnips and turnips. All right, so you're going to have to watch because I'm not going to tell you when that is. You're just going to have to watch and see when I do that. And by the way, I will be pulling out the carrots too. I've got some tomatoes growing and some peppers and some eggplant. I do. I have some eggplant growing. So we'll see how those are coming along and another time. So practice your Bible verse because this is the last time we're doing it. We're going to have another one next time. Philippians 2:13. We'll see you next time. Have a wonderful week. Bye.
Don't know what my future holds, but I will follow Jesus. Step out to the great unknown. I will follow Jesus. You can look left, you can look right. There is only one way, truth and light. You can look left, you can look right. There is only one way, truth and light. Follow you. Follow you. Follow you. Follow you. Don't know what my future holds, but I will follow Jesus. Step out to the great unknown. I will follow Jesus. Don't know what my future holds, but I will follow Jesus. Jesus.